Okay, so in today's video, we are going to draw a very easy window in Procreate. So let's get started. First, you have to click on this plus icon on the top right, tap it once and choose screen size. Then click on this S ribbon on the top left and click here, color fill. And in the color section, color palette over here, tap once and then choose this black color from the color palette that I already have linked in the description. Now let's get out of the canvas a little bit. Let's squish it a bit so that we can see the entire canvas. Go back to the selection tool. We are on rectangle, color fill, and then just click and drag to create a rectangle. In order to get out of it, just press this once. Now we are going to center this rectangle. In order to do that, look for these yellow lines. Let me just turn off. Okay, let's do that again. Perfect. There you go. So vertically and horizontally it's aligned now. And we're going to do the same step, but we're going to draw an ellipse and combine those two shapes together. Tap on this plus to create another layer, and then go to selection tool. And now from rectangle, we're going to choose ellipse. Color fill is still on, and the color is black. Let's start from here, and the length should be all the way up till the rectangle. Press on the arrow, and let's just make sure that it's the same length as the rectangle. Then move it up a bit so that both the corners meet. And there you go. And then if in case it comes up like this, you can just quickly use one of the pens, maybe Basics and Green Garuna, and then just add a little bit here. Up and hold. It's okay to me. Now our next step is to combine these two together. So in order to do that, you can tap on that layer and click merge down. So basically it creates one object now. Now we're going to make sure again it's in the center. So tap on the arrow and then let's see. Perfect. Now it's in the center when we have those two yellow lines. Okay, now again, click on these two squares, tap on layer 1, swipe to the left, select duplicate. That's for this new layer that we created. We're going to do elf lock. So tap once and click on elf lock. From the color section, double tap on the top left to select white. And then again, go back to that layer and say click on fill layer. So now that creates white color, and it's for the layer that's on top. Now you cannot see anything on the canvas, doesn't mean that the black layer is just gone away. So what we're going to do is, we're still on the white layer, click on the arrow and then squish it a bit, resize it so that the black part forms a frame for the window. Okay, now we are going to create clouds on this layer. So in order to do that, we're going to change our brush. So go to the brushes section, go to watercolors, and then Binalong Bay. From the color panel, we're going to use this dark teal color. And then we're just gonna go over on the top gently to create this effect. If you want to layer it, you can layer it up to have a darker effect if you like. And then let's choose the other color, the second color here, lighter teal. Same thing, going in round circles. Okay, and then there's the lightest teal color. The one side covered up. And then we are also going to add a tinge of yellow to this. And then okay, so our sky is now almost ready. On this, we are going to add clouds, and we're going to add the clouds on a separate layer. So in order to do that, we're going to add another layer. So tap on this plus sign, make sure this is clipping mask, so tap on it once, and then clipping mask. Let's change the color to white. You can double tap. I'm going to add white to our color palette as well. It must be in the description below. Okay, for the brushes, we are gonna go to paints, and then the layer, and then we're just gonna form random strokes in the sky. Zoom this a bit so you can see. Just random. You can increase the thickness, let's see, about 25. About 8 or 7. The random strokes, make some smaller, some bigger, some thicker. This random clouds in the sky. You can push harder at certain places and lighter in others to create that cloud effect. Okay. If you want to, you can reduce the opacity of these. If you feel like it's too much, just click once on the end and reduce the opacity. I'll keep it at 75. Okay, and then now we're going to add buildings on it. So we're going to add another layer. Click on the plus icon. For the color, we're going to choose this dark purple, and we're going to do the same thing as we did for the of the window. So click on this S ribbon. We are still on color fill. We're going to change it to rectangle, and for color is already purple. And let's zoom out a bit and start creating buildings over here on the lower end. Rectangle buildings, create random, some thinner, some a bit broader. And then change the color. We're going to choose, actually we're going to do it on a different layer, so that's layer 1, and then we're going to add another layer on top and change the color to this darker color, and then do the same thing. So select on this ribbon and start creating other buildings, thinner, much, as many buildings as you like. Then do the same thing, tap on the plus sign to create another layer, change the color to this lighter purple, go back to the selection tool, and then we do more lighter buildings, like purple buildings. Okay. Yeah. Looks okay. And now what we can do is we can merge all these layers together and create, not merge, we're going to group these layers together. So swipe on the left to select these all, and then click on this section, and we're going to move it down just to create this effect of clouds going over the buildings. Sky ready. Now we're going to start with creating the window. We're going to add another layer. For that, you tap on this plus icon. You're going to change the brush. Tap again on the brush icon, then go to lettering and then kit ring. Then also we're going to turn on the drawing guide. So click on drawing guide once, edit drawing guide, symmetry, and we are going to choose vertical symmetry. And then okay. Just make sure that everything is aligned in the center, because if it is not, it's going to mess up your design. Okay, now back to that layer, and we're going to change the color to black. We have already changed the color. Now we're going to start creating. Let me see the size. Size is at 15%. So once again, drawing the line, making sure it's straight. Let's draw a circle over here. And then we're going to join this point, and then join this to the outer side of the window. Okay, and then we will draw these random straight lines. Make sure that the lines join properly, that there's no gaps in between. Draw some at the top as well. Okay, and then here we're going to draw two circles on each side. For this circle, and then semicircles, joining this circle. You can choose whatever shape you want. This is something that I came up with. And then here you can make a triangle in between, and then maybe 3 circles here as well. And then one more here. Okay, let's draw some lines. One here, another one here like this, one like this. Just random lines joining. Let's join these to give it an outline. Okay, and then now we're going to start coloring this. So in order to color these, we're going to create a layer beneath this. So click on layer 3 and plus icon to create a layer underneath. And we're going to make this as a reference layer. So tap it once and click on reference. Now we're going back to layer 9. And from our color palette, let's choose this bright red and just drag and drop. Click on continue color fill, and we're going to just fill up all these circles. Okay, and then we go with this next navy blue color and then fill up the. We can do those shapes because it's open at the top, so make sure that that's closed first. Go back to plus icon to kit ring, and then just gonna make sure that it's closed, and then you should be able to see it here. Now it's closed. Okay, now try that again, going back to that layer, navy blue, and let's fill this up. I'm going to fill it alternatively. Now you can see that when I'm coloring here, it's not copying on the other side. That means drawing assist is not on. So we'll go here, click on drawing assist. Now you'll see here it says assisted. So same layer. Now once you color here, it's gonna pop up on the other side as well. Continuing coloring alternatively. Now we're gonna fill the gaps in between with a bright yellow. So go to the color palette and select yellow, and then I'm going to do the same thing. If it says color dot, we can just tap and go ahead with coloring part as well. And let's color these parts as well. And then let's select this bright green. Let's color this part, drag and drop, and then continue filling. This part and this as well. And now the last one, bright pink. Let's color this area. And then maybe this one. And let's choose navy for this part. Okay. Now I don't really like too much of the red, so I'm going to change it a bit. So let's go back to black. And then size is at about 12%. I'm going to try to make a design over here. Let's do it like some form of tulips. Like a tilted tulip or something. Do something else here. Okay, same thing goes here. We're going to draw a tulip. Kind of a tulip. Okay, so kind of tulip. If you want to make any changes, you can make more changes over here. You want to make your line in the middle, maybe. If you want to add more colors, definitely go ahead and do that. Okay, so that looks okay for now. Let's add a background as well. So in order to add a background, go to this layer which is background color. Let's choose this dark purple. Okay, it's coming up really good. Go back to this layer and actually go to the cloud layer. Click on the plus sign to add another layer. Size is about, let's increase it about 15%. We're going to draw the windows. And we're going to draw the windows, we need drawing assist on. So go back to that layer, tap once, click on drawing assist. It's gonna automatically take that. Let's remove this from the reference as well. Okay, and then go back to layer 10. And let's draw random lines. Make sure they are straight. You can tap with the other finger to make sure they are perfectly straight. Another one, 2, and that's 3. I think 4 lines should be good. And that's 4. And then 1 in the middle. Thinner. Okay, there you go. So that is our window. And let's duplicate this layer. And for the one that's beneath, we're going to go on this magic wand. Click on Gaussian blur. I'm going to zoom it a bit so you can see it. Now we're on Gaussian blur and then slide to the right. You now see it gives that fuzzy look. And now we're going to reduce the opacity. Click on the N and reduce it to about 72%. If you want, you can move it a bit to the right. This looks good. Now, windows. Let's merge these two layers. Okay, now let's create a layer on the top. So after layer 8, tap on the plus sign. It's not assisted. So let's choose. Instead of drawing this as from all these, I really don't like the middle. Okay. Let's. Okay, so now we're going to add shades to this. For this, we're going to go to like a reflection to this. So tap once and go to basics. So basics over here. Actually, no, let's go to digital and then select Cressy. We have color red selected, and then just let's reduce the size of it to 5%, and then draw lines like this, and then tap and hold green to create the green lines, tap and hold yellow, create the yellow, and then a little bit of pink I see over here. You can reduce the size of this color as well. Let's see, 3%, vary the sizes a bit. Red again here. I'm going to reduce it about 2%. Blue, let's do blue over here. Let's use a bit of pink. Yeah, this looks okay. Then tap on the magic wand and then click on Gaussian blur, and then just swipe to the right to create an effect of colorful rays getting out of the window. Let's do 27%, and then click on this N and closer. Tap on the N and reduce the opacity. This looks okay. So as if the reflection is coming from the window. We're going to do the same thing for the window over here. So tap on the plus icon once, move it to the bottom, and then select this first blue color. And then we selected the same thing. You can change the brush if you want, and then select something like this, and then tap that color in, go to Gaussian blur, magic wand, Gaussian blur, create this effect. We had it at, let me try it again. So magic wand, Gaussian blur, and the number we have it at is 49. Okay, and then reduce the opacity. And this looks okay. So we have it at 70. Let's reduce it to 66 to have that reflection rays coming in. And merge these two layers together. Add another layer at the top by tapping on the plus icon. Tap it once, click on clipping mask, and then go to basics and mint brush over here. Let's choose this, let's choose this white color over here from the palette, and our size it at 14%. Just a few dabbles on this window. You can increase or decrease as you like, so you can even decrease it to create blobs of window, and then reduce the opacity, see, about 64%. And then if you want to make it more realistic, you can add another layer, select black from the color palette, make the blobs a bit bigger. Let's see, about 70, 1, 2, and 3 maybe. And then make sure these are, make sure this is clipped, and then reduce the opacity and change the blending mode to lighten. Okay, and then this looks okay. If you want, there's another one last step that you can try. So we have this ready. You can tap on the plus icon to create another layer up. Tap it once, tap on clipping mask, and now we're going to change the color to white and change our brush as well. So we are going to go to paint and then to Valerie, the ones we used for drawing the clouds. And then we're going to randomly draw some lines as if the clouds are there at the top as well. Just random lines. You make it as many or as less as you like. And then you're going to change the blending mode of this. So tap on it once. Let's do it divided. And then we're going to change the blending mode of this thingy. So the one that's it, and we're going to change it a little bit. Let's change it to linear light. You can go to the color section here, layer 12, go to the brushes section, go to watercolor and Benalong Bay, go to the erase section and just go over to show the bright colors that are there in the window. Reduce the size to 15. Basically, we're just keeping some parts, erasing most of it. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. And that's all it is to this very easy painting that you can create, and you can modify it any way you like. You can change the blending mode of this. It will be really cool to change it however you like. So I'll show you some options. So it starts with multiply, darken. You can just make it as playful or as simple as you like. And I think vivid light looks good as well. Let's change it to vivid light. That's better. Maybe some from the top. Maybe some part from the top. Okay, that's all we have for today. Stay tuned for the next tutorial and let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next tutorial. If you want me to draw anything specific, let me know. And you guys have a great day.